Hello, good evening, and a warm welcome to you all, wherever you are watching us. We are coming to you direct from Abelempe here, Accra. This is Tough Issues. Before we continue, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. This is by John Calvin Maxwell. I take it again. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. By John Calvin Maxwell. John Calvin Maxwell is an American author, speaker, and pastor who has written more than 60 books, primarily focusing on leadership. Today we are discussing leadership. As you remember, this week, Dr. Kwabena J, the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress, the ruling party, has launched his bid to become the chairman of the party for another 4 years. There are calls that has the party stopped believing that the youth in the party can do the job? That is why he wants to go there again. Has the party stopped believing in the youth of the party? How about what has his performance since he took office? We're going to scrutinize that one also. How has he performed over the years after he took office from that delegate conference? There are those who believe that the general secretary of the party has taken over and overshadowed him, although he found space to explain that, but that did not go down well with a lot of people. So we will be talking about that generally, and also looking at the corruption issue that never going in the National Democratic Congress government. Still, there are corruption issues lingering. So we are going to look at that. Preferably, can the party be able to defend corruption allegations to the acceptance of Ghanaians, especially the taxpayers, as they retain power, or it will surrender to PPP, CPP, GCPP, PNC, or Madam Ekuya-Donkor's party in the 2016 elections? What is the state of the NDC? What is the preparedness of the NDC? What is the commitment of NDC in the fight against corruption? My name is Bright Jaka. Today, we have a slight change in the text line. It's now 054 3468 290. 054 3468 290. It will be shortly on the bottom of the screen. And please, we want to hear your comment. We want to read from you. So join us. This is Tough Issues, live on Channel D on your first digital decoder. We are taking a very short break. Tough Issues, we'll be right back.
For buying someone a phone, does God find reasons of giving you a
Mashi love me.
Unnecessary party, following women, buying irrelevant stuff.
The secrets, if I should call it, I wonder if they are secrets. I don't think they are secrets.
I didn't have a list of things I wanted from a guy, but then it was just the connection. We just clicked.
that you want in a man, in your California love? California jigger.
For me, I first look at physical appearance.
You know, it embraces and entails an entire person.
One man up there who is protecting all of us. We seem to forget. We don't read our Bibles.
Young adults, showing this and every Saturday at 5 p.m. and repeated on Wednesdays at 7 p.m.
This is the story of how cholera changed my village. Tiny germs of cholera, too small to see, spread through the river. So small, yet so dangerous. Without realizing, women carried cholera home in the water. Flies carried cholera on their feet. Unwashed hands spread it too. swallowed cholera germs in our water, on our food, and on our fingers. It happened so fast. By morning, my father was very sick. He had diarrhea that looked like grey water and poured out of him. I was so scared. I went for help. I never rode so fast. One look at my father and the nurse knew it was cholera. We had to work fast to save him. We made a special drink to help him. First, we made the water safe. We filtered it through cloth and boiled it for 1 minute. Then we mixed half a teaspoon of salt and 6 teaspoons of sugar in 1 liter of this safe water. It tasted like tears, not too salty. I worried my father would die before my eyes, but he soon felt a little stronger. The nurse explained to me that not everyone who swallows cholera germs gets sick like my father, but they can still spread the disease. Now I needed to take safe water to my village and teach them how to protect themselves from cholera. I saw a girl carrying water. I told her she could make the water safe by adding chlorine drops and waiting half an hour. There was a man about to eat with unclean hands. I told him to always wash his hands with soap and safe water after going to the toilet. Only with clean hands could he eat safely. I saw villagers spreading cholera into our river. I told them we needed to dig latrines far from the river, at least 30 meters away. This was important to keep our village clean. I found a mother preparing unsafe food. I told her, first, we must wash our hands with safe water. Then, we had to wash and peel the food, cook it and always eat it hot, and protect it from flies. I spread the word throughout my village and ran to find my father. I was so happy to see he was better. Our village became healthy. Now we filter and boil our water to make sure it is safe. We always use latrines and always wash our hands after. Food is safe from flies, washed and peeled and cooked. And we always wash our hands before cooking and eating. We made our village safe from cholera. Spread the word. Your village can be safe too.
I don't have a mic.
You are welcome back from that short break. This is still Tough Issues live on Channel D on your first digital decoder. We are just about beginning the discussion here, but we appeal to you, and sorry for the text line that we've been using. We have changed it. It's now 05434 68290. Shortly it will be on the bottom on your screen that you can send your contribution, your text message and contribution. Okay, your contribution, your questions, and also your recommendations to that number. My guest is seated with me in the studios of Channel D, and once again, this what we are going to discuss today. Dr. Kofi, National Chairman of the ruling National Democratic Congress, launched his bid to once again run for the chairmanship of the party. Why? Has the party no longer believed in giving the youth a chance? What was his performance since he took office? And of course, how about allegations of him being a weak leader and other matters arising after he launched his campaign. Then, of course, the one issue that never wants to leave the National Democratic Congress or our political circle, that is corruption. How is the party in power faring? My name is Bright Jaka. Joining me in the studio is Benda Mustafa. He is the PRO spokesperson of Dr. Kofi and also a staunch member of the National Democratic Congress, right?
Yeah.
You are welcome to Tough Issues.
Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
Oh, very good, so good.
So your chief launched his bid, and the question, okay, first of all, the program itself, it was, people said it was on the low key, not like as fanfare as how his other contenders did.
Well, basically, I want to just a very good evening to our cherished listeners. A wonderful evening to our members of the National Democratic Congress across the country. Indeed, yesterday's or 3 days program was what many would caption it as a low profile, because there was no absolute need for Basin, there was no absolute need for congressing that particular assignment.
But that is presuppose that the other people, we're talking about Portuphy, Dana Bodabi, they have passed people to their various launch.
No, but of course, what, you know, when you look at what came of other launches, it's clear and advertised how people were passed from various constituencies. But the difference is that when it comes to Dr. Kofi, who has been the national chairman of the party for the past 8 years, from 2005, he doesn't basically need any form of advertising himself. What it is that he has a message, he has a background message that he can capitalize to tell the delegates. So he doesn't need to sort of but in any case, the number of people that attend a lunch does not necessarily make any message on the grassroots.
Really?
The grassroots will want to hear what will bring the party to a united, front, what will bring the party to victory. And so I don't think that there was a need for us to make it so big as if it's an extraordinary event that was happening. Again, when you look at our current economic situations as a party in power, you got to be very cautious some of the things you do, so that you don't let it look as seems we do not appreciate the plight of our voters, that is Ghanaians, at this particular moment. No one is denying the fact that as government and as a people, we find ourselves in a very difficult situation, which is improving. Yeah.
So that is acceptance that things are not going well, even when some of your party members refuse to accept the fact that things are not going well. Right?
Well, when you say things are not going well, I differ a bit, because in a developing country, there comes a time where things have to devastate, and then it's rebuilt. And over the past 4 months, if you can see, our economic situations got worse. But over the past 3 weeks or so, if you realize things are improving, that means that NDC as a party, we are in government to fix a situation, to fix a problem. So until that problem comes, you wouldn't have a solution. And so for the fact that we are lucky enough to have realized the problems at this particular point in time, whereby we are fixing it and improving on the livelihood of Ghanaians, it means that as a government in power, we are working towards the promises that we gave to Ghanaians. We promised to fix the economy. We promised to make their life better. And so you got to realize the worst form of it to bring in solutions to get a better form of it.
Good. To put it in perspective, let's focus on the campaign launch and the matters arising. The will shift gear to that aspect. So the question that generally is being asked is, NDC touted as a party that believes in the youth. Twice he went, and looking at his age and those who are contesting him, wouldn't it be fair for him to give way to those people to take over, whereas he plays the senior role in guiding them? Why would Dr. AJ want to go, obviously, for the third time?
Well, I basically believe that when we want to talk about grooming of the youth in NDC, under the leadership of Dr. Kobnaje, which I happen to be a youth who is privileged at my age to represent as a spokesperson. That alone should tell you that he is a leader that believes in mentorship and grooming. Under his leadership, with the then Professor Mills, was a regime that this country saw what the youths can do in terms of being put in positions. We had my colleagues like Felix, we had Same, Fifi and others that were trialed in positions, but you see that they proved it right, that they can do it. And so under his leadership, which so many people carve as a weak leadership, is a leadership that is actually bringing out potentials within the NDC. For instance, if today we are to be in power for the next 8 or 20 years, NDC can boast of having standby potentials to occupy positions, even if those who are in positions currently are going on retirement. That means that the process has actually undergone a situation whereby talents are being brought out. And so when somebody says that he doesn't give way to the youths, in other words, what it means to say is that NDC as a political party or the chairman do not have a role to play. And when you look at our core mandate as a political party, our core mandate is to win election.
That's it.
The core mandate of a political party is to remain united with its people. The core mandate of a political party is to increase its fellowship, thereby outdooring the good messages about the party. And so NDC, which can boast of having been one of the largest political parties in this country, that is to tell you that we have a leadership that has outdoored the principles and policies of the party that attracts Ghanaians to follow as a responsible political party. And so such a leadership shouldn't be a leadership that will be criticized of not allowing youths to prevail. In any case, when it comes to management of a political party, it's a teamwork, blend of all manner of people. You need the old, you need the young ones, you need the mid ones, you need the females, you know, the women, you need everybody on board. So it's sort of it's a platform where many hands would have to come on board. And so if you leave it for the youth alone, even though that is our generation, we cannot take ownership of the generation totally. We need to be mentored, we need to be corrected, we need to follow previous experiences, and we actually need the old people to do this for us. And ending on that particular matter, when you look at Dr. Kobnaje as in his personality, he doesn't look like an old man.
But he is.
What is his age? That should tell you that he is living a good life. A good life, not to say that he's living a very wealthy life.
Yeah.
He's living a responsible life, a life that should attract many followers. A life, when you look at all the other people that are contesting him, he seems to be one of the oldest people among them. But when you look at all the members that are contesting him, he seems to be the most healthy person among them.
Are you saying that?
Of course.
Sure? Because you cannot look at if you take Ambassador Dana Bodakwi.
If you take a physical examination, if you take a physical examination of all the candidates, if you relate to what their functions, what they are seeking to do, you can actually tell that when the 3 or 4 people are standing, the physical structure being related to the functions as a national chairman of the party, doctor can be taken one of the first.
Let us, me and my viewers and our viewers understand this. NADMO boss Kofi Portuphy, former trade minister Dana Bodagbi, and will soon be former vice chair of the party, Alhaji Hudu Yaya. Have you been able? Are you privileged to their medical record to say that they are not medically fit? They are not stronger, or they are much of sort of under some kind of pressure than Dr. Kwebene.
I mean, I have not talked about their conditions medically.
Yeah.
What I said is that if you look at their physical appearance, yes, you realize that their appearance in relation to the position, the energy that is expected of a national chairman, you can actually see doctor.
But how about physical strength? Because that also counts. It plays part in our politics.
That's what I'm saying, that if you take note of all the candidates involved, I mean, this is not in relation to the substance of the messages they will give, but as a side issue, when you look at the candidates and you actually look at Dr. Kwabena, of which many candidates have gone to the grassroots to try to paint him black. I mean, physically, when you look at the four people, you can tell that the man is fit for the position. He's fit for the job. He doesn't look like an old person.
But what has it done? What has it done over the years that we currently, and we obviously, every time there is any major issue that the party is supposed to relay, it is the general secretary of the party that does that.
Democracy has been managed in several ways.
Okay.
Managing an administration depends on the leader and how he wants to manage his team.
Okay.
In order to be results oriented.
Okay.
The most important thing, being a chairman of a party, being a general secretary of a party, being a youth organizer of a party, being a woman organizer of a party, is to be able to work effectively as a team in order to be results focused. And the most important thing, like I earlier indicated, for a political party to be called a political party, your core mandate is to be able to win an election. And so if the team decides that, look, you have the potential in dealing with issues of communication, so dealing with issues of communication, it doesn't mean that the chairman should always be in the media.
But is that the case? Because he obviously is the leader of the party, and the grassroots will be looking up to him that
should even tell you that the leader in the house should be the last person to take position. If you are a leader, if you are a chief, you are the last person to take position when issues comes. Because if there is an issue and you expect the national chairman to hurriedly go out and be making pronouncement, when he makes a mistake, who corrects those mistakes? And so it's the issue of resource searching, the issue of being able to give the political party what it needs. And all that the party needs is to win an election, being able to manage ourselves with that victory that we have, fulfill the promises that we offer in order to get a victory and in order to be re-elected.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to pause there. We have the footage ready. We were there at the launch, and we have something for you to listen to and also watch the demeanor of Dr. Kwabena that Benda Mustafa, his PRO or spokesperson, is saying he is fit and he can do the job better than the 4 people who are contesting him currently. So let us listen and watch Dr. Kwabena at the launch.
Hello. Is it? Thank you very much. And I want to about the professionalism of the man called General Mosquito before I give my salutation. In the whole history of Ghana, General Mosquito is one of the best politicians. And I'm glad that I've been hand in him being one of the best politicians. If tomorrow he emerges as our candidate, I'll be the happiest man on earth because I've helped mentor a great mind, a great political mind. General Mosquito, I know who he is in as much as he knows who I am. He is not soft. Neither am I soft. We play roles, ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, members of the executives, without whom we could not have succeeded this far. Representatives of and leaders of our political parties, representatives of pro-democracy organizations, media operators, or representatives, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I think General has said it all. I want to be very short. I think if we are guided by the principle in the Bible that man does not live by bread alone, then we'll see our way forward very clear. That man does not live by bread alone. We'll see our way very clear. If we are able to ward off invectives, insults, and character assassinations, we'll be able to keep ourselves intact. My position is that character assassinate me, insult me, say any untruthful thing about me. But I'll say, all those who are saying it, let them say. Leadership is not buga buga matter. It's both collective and situational. Every situation demands a particular kind of leadership. We are offering that leadership. Me and my executives, we are offering that leadership. And that leadership succeeds as a collective. It fails as a collective. Nobody can go anywhere and say that the leadership has failed when he's part of the collective. Do you understand what I'm saying? The other point I want to make is that, look, the president by our constitution wields very wide executive powers. Anybody who comes to tell you that I'm so soft that he has to be voted into power to control the president and the ministers is telling you that there is danger ahead. The crisis that will ensue, you will never see it in this country. The Constitution makes it so explicit. The powers of the executive president. The Constitution doesn't give any real functional role to the national chairman.
You are welcome back from that clip there. You have heard him, you've watched him, you have watched his demeanor. You can see how he was making his point forcefully over there. What do you make of the things that he said? He seemed to, as people put it, on a collision course with the president. We will be finding out exactly from Bande Mustafa, who is his spokesperson in the studio with me. Mustafa, forgive me, but it seems the chairman of your party is having a rift or beef with the president. What is it?
I don't understand.
You don't understand. Is there anything between the president and, or let's say the executive and the national headquarters?
Not that I know.
Not that you know. But if he makes a statement like leadership is not buga buga, and of course this party cannot be for sale, so don't fear people who are throwing money to. There are allegations that presidency is sponsoring a particular candidate.
I have not heard that.
You have not.
And we as a party haven't seen any of such. But what we do know of is that as people or certain individuals go to the grounds to sell their messages, they tend to deviate from the core representation they have to make as candidates, credible enough to be elected as chairman, to focus on character assassination. And so what he was simply telling the listeners was that if you go to the ground and you think that the NDC people are so naive that you will go and gather rice and sugar and give it to them for them to vote for you, they are wise people. NDC people are people of integrity who knows what is good and what is right. And so again, what he's saying is that certain individuals goes to the grassroots to say that they want to become chairman of the NDC to be able to control the presidency, ministers and government appointees.
Which are ongoing, which are things that you know it's ongoing.
No, it's not ongoing. What he's saying is that if somebody comes to give a promise, if somebody, and people are already promising they want to change him because he is soft.
Yeah.
He has allowed the general secretary to control affairs. Yeah. 2, he has allowed the president to control the party. He has allowed other appointees to control, not to respect the party.
So is the president. So therefore there is some amount of truth there that president is in control of the party.
The president is the constitutional father of the party.
Good.
And he must be given the chance to operate. Because let me tell you, he is the chief executive officer of this country. Again, he is a supervising chief executive officer of the party. And so, like he indicated, the chairman is just that, like a board chairman. But the chief executive officer of the party assists.
But does he take decision for the party, the president?
What went wrong? Nothing went wrong. I told you that the most important thing is for the party to win power and work. We have won power successfully. MPP have contested our victory. They have lost abysmally.
Wait, okay, let's clarify.
That's the most important thing.
According to the structures of the organogram of the party, who is supposed to be the leader of the party? Who was voted for to be the leader of the party? That's the chairman, right? No. He is supposed to take decisions. Constitutionally,
in the NDC constitution,
is the president.
The president is the leader of the party. The chairman is the chairman of the party.
So who
there are two different things. When you are a leader, it's different. When you are a chairman, it's different.
But as the chairman takes decisions,
the administrative runner of the party is the chairman.
Yeah.
Being CEO'd by the general secretary of the party.
Good.
But the leader of the party, who is the final decider and what goes on in the party in terms of policy, is the president.
So you can say for a fact that there is no policy decision disagreement between the presidency and the headquarters.
Have you heard any?
there are rumors going on.
Those are rumors.
There are rumors. There are iota of truth in rumors.
I don't believe so. What I believe is that the president is focused in working as the most hard-working president of the country.
What is the relationship? How is the relationship like between the chairman of the party and the presidency?
Smooth.
How can you describe that?
Smooth.
Smooth.
Yes, smooth.
So there is no truth in that rumor that there is rift between the presidency and the headquarters.
The chairman hasn't come out to say there is a rift from the presidency against him.
Okay.
The president hasn't come out to say that there's a rift between he and the party.
So those who are saying it, they are saying it from their own.
If somebody goes and he wants to paint a picture to make a popularity attachment to himself as if there exists a problem between the party and government, that is untrue.
But would you want the president to come out to respond to this? Or
why would the president come out to respond when we have sensitive issues, important issues to deal with?
Okay, so there is...
You don't waste time reacting to rumors.
There are those who believe that the presidency is sponsoring Kofi Portuphy. So should the president say by without responding to that?
How is the presidency supporting Kofi Portuphy? I do not know. I know that the president, as the leader of the party, has remained very partial, has remained focused in his mandate as a president. The chairman, the party, and the executive structure of the party is supportive of government to succeed. Okay. And so if somebody goes around and he lies that the presidency is supporting him, it's his own beef. The NDC people know very well that in this contest, everybody is supposed to go and face it. Understand?
Okay.
And the NDC people on the ground knows the good works of the chairman.
So the chairman we are talking about, that is Dr. Kwabena, what has been his performance ever since he took? Let's look at the last 4 years. What has he done concretely to that convince the delegates to give him another mandate?
Let me just take this opportunity to review the personality of Dr. Kwabena. Okay. This is somebody who have been a PNDC secretary, rose to a deputy minister of Agri.
Okay.
This is somebody who have been a majority chief whip, rose to become a majority speaker of parliament. He was an MP, he finished, he became a national chairman of the party. Currently, he is the board chairman of GetFund. And in this, let me just take and leave the other ones and concentrate from the time he became a majority speaker till date. When you have a political party like the NDC and the MPP, where people can actually record irresponsible statements made by their majority leader, taking sides in the management of their candidates, and when you have a majority leader who made sure he championed the affairs of his party as at the time of being in opposition, responsible enough to help that party to be united to come to power, thereby moving forward, becoming the national chairman of the party and making sure that the party is economically united and focused enough to win political power. Nobody is saying that when you are managing a political party like that of the NDC, which becomes one of the biggest political parties in Ghana, there cannot be internal differences. The management of the internal differences that comes, that is the reflection of good leadership. Taking a cue at what is happening currently in the MPP, where to the extent that people take guns to their office, where people chase others with cutlasses.
Allegations.
They are not allegations. They were sin. It's on YouTube.
Has denied.
It's on YouTube. You don't need anybody to show you that people were holding cutlasses, cars were smashed, offices were broken. When you have a political party like that, and you have a political party that is so organized that at any point in time it is ready to go into battle.
Is NDC ready at any time to go into battle? With what record?
With a record of performance.
Performance by whom?
When it comes to talking about performance as in a party, let me just interface the fact that the NDC is organized. At any point in time, we are united to go into the battle.
Besides,
the MPP needs more than 4 years to organize themselves. This is a political party that is not organized.
The New Patriotic Party is going to Congress this 18th of October of this month.
Have you ever heard the NDC about to go to Congress and some of this is happening, people chasing others with cutlasses?
No, but you are in, there are some constituencies in court currently.
You are talking about constituencies.
Yeah, which
that problem hasn't interfaced as a national
if
problem.
the constituency elections are not over, there will not be national delegates conference.
Of course. What is in the constituency conferences and the regional secretariats? It's a party issue, purely party issues, where we respect the principles of democracy. That means that the leadership has deepened the understanding of our democratic structures in the country. So
if you hear people say Dr. Kofi perform abysmally, and you say what?
When people, how many people say so?
Well, those who are contesting him,
they are contenders. They are simply contenders.
They are supposed to tell the delegates,
and
they are supposed to take the delegates
what autonomous detractors.
They are
autonomous detractors. They regulate their conscience and they are motivated by what they go to say. That doesn't mean that it regulates the NDC people as well.
So what message is Dr. J sending to the delegates?
Dr. J has performance. He has helped the party to win 2 successive elections in very difficult times, where you have a political party even contesting to even try to go and twist the arm of the judiciary to turn victory for them. You've seen that the evidences.
No, they have their.
You've seen that the evidences that led that led to our victory was so huge that the MPP couldn't contest. That means that we did a very great job for Ghanaians to vote for us, and it is one example of good leadership in the party.
Dr. Kofi,
let me just tell you, Ghanaians and the people of NDC have not forgotten that in very challenging moments where we lost our president, who was to go into election just 1 month, when we lost him, we were able to rebrand our candidates, to market our candidates.
Not because of sympathy votes.
Within 3 months. What do you mean by sympathy votes?
Well, there are those who believe
if NDC was so destructive and evilish, I don't think Ghanaians will have sympathy.
But those were the days that people were.
We sold a good message to Ghanaians.
In spite of the number of cases of corruption by
those are allegations. How many people have been?
There was Waterville, there was Woyobin, there was Isofoton.
That's an allegation. Until someone is proven to be a criminal, you cannot judge the person.
Party member,
is that the first time people are in court having been accused of corruption?
I mean, he went to court to retrieve those money.
He went to court.
Woyobin is supposed to pay back the nation.
Is that the first time somebody went to court to contest?
It is not the first time, but I'm saying that by then there were those allegations playing against the party before the demise of the
corruption should not be made an anthem. Corruption is an unacceptable practice in a democratic society. And so it should not be made a song that is being sung every day to let it look as if there is a corrupt activity going on. It's very unfortunate that in every government you have such situations befalling you. You have issues of people not being able to execute the functions they've been given, people not being able to take right decisions at certain times. That doesn't mean that it has become a consensus agenda of NDC in government to be corrupt. If you are talking about corruption, there's no a party not less than MPP who is corrupt. MPP is the mother of corruption.
Is mother of corruption?
Yes.
The party is the
breeded corruption. You know that.
The party is the New Patriotic Party, as we speak, is saying the same thing about NDC. Okay, we'll get to the corruption aspect, but I am going to quote something for you here, as your party chairman said. That he said, and I quote, "It is important to review backgrounds of various candidates and to find out how loyal they are to the party." Are you Alhaji Huduyaya has been with the party, as I know, so loyal. Dana Bodakwi has been with the party. Kofi Portuphy has been with the party. What else?
When you talk about loyalty to a party, you are actually talking about commitment to your your functions at any point in time. All these three names you have mentioned were vice chairman. They are still vice chairman. Who besides the national chairman is them?
But they are working.
Yes, so why will you go out in the same boat, go and stand at the seashore and begin to criticize the boat that cost you? You are part of the boat.
Don't they have that democratic right?
It doesn't mean they should go and lie.
Are they lying?
If the leadership currently performed abysmally, then it means they don't have the moral right to contest to be chairman.
Why?
Because you are part of the boat.
But
you are part of the team.
That takes a decision.
You are part of the team. Who says that in leadership we don't have leadership?
Maybe their voice are not being heard.
No. What voice? What voice?
Vice chairman.
Have they protested?
Are they supposed to do that?
What went wrong? If you are in a leadership position, each leader decides how to run. And Dr. Kwabena has decided to choose the one that is devoid of divide and rule.
Okay.
He has decided to choose the one that will bring everybody on board.
Open door policy.
Yes. So if, in spite of all this good leadership that led us in achieving our core mandates, you go out of the team to criticize the same team which you belong, it means that outrightly you don't have the moral capacity to represent yourself as a good candidate.
Okay. So should he be replying to them as
no,
looking at the fact that he is the matured, he's a matured person and also the eldest among the four?
Yesterday's program was a program that is procedural, a program that is as part of an election process, is a program that is part of the customs that we do to go into election. And it is a program that is popularly known to be a platform that every candidate has the opportunity to tell his followers that, look, I have opened the gate, I am going to campaign, you'll be seeing me on the platforms. This is a chairman who has been on the seat and people have been campaigning against him for the past 4 years, sharing rice and sugar. But he's not.
Who is sharing rice?
Nadmobos.
Nadmobos.
Yes, Mr. Kofi Portuphy.
Kofi Portuphy is sharing rice and sugar.
Yes, that is what he did. Ask him. Ask him.
Well,
and so when
where did you hear this?
Am I the one telling you? Just told me that you just told me on this platform that you heard rumors that there was the presidency and the party.
So you also heard rumor?
It's not rumors. It's happening.
It's happening.
Yes.
He's sharing rice and sugar.
Is Mr. Kofi Portuphy having a sugar factory? Is he having a rice factory?
Could that
so let's not even go there. Let's just focus.
The organization is leading.
That tells you that such a person does not have the moral credentials to be a chairman. He can't control himself from temptation.
So he has been tempted and he failed.
Of course, corruption. If you are tempted, that is when you receive bribe, and when you receive bribe, you are corrupt. And so it takes a corrupt character to receive a bribe.
So possibly he's using the National Disaster Organization.
That should tell you that NDC doesn't need such leadership.
Is he using those materials that he's supposed to use for...
You are a journalist, find out.
You find out?
Yes. It's a public knowledge.
What do you know?
What do I know? What I know is that...
He's sharing sugar and...
What I know is that Dr. Kwabena have no sugar and rice to share.
Okay.
What he can offer to the people of the NDC is good leadership, good and transparent leadership. A leadership that has an association with our direct principles, the principles of social democracy and accountability.
Good. I'll get back to you, but I received this one on my personal line. It's coming from Precious. Precious did not tell us exactly where she was texting for. Say, I'm impressed of Mustafa, the way he is dealing with the issue concerning Honorable Kwabena AJ. Honorable Kwabena AJ all the way. That is coming from Precious, but I urge you to please tell us where you are texting from, at least, so that we can make reference to that as well. And there are those that we got on the 0543468290. Bright, I want to disagree with your guest tonight on the issue of demeanor. I strongly do not see a strong chairmanship demeanor in Kwabena AJ. Felix Sakradi. Now, in every rumor, there is an iota of truth Bande is refusing to tell the truth about the rift between the chairmanship and the presidency. Ike Kaswa, Dr. Kwabena Eje is one of the politicians in the nation that I admire so much. As sensitive as his position is, you hardly hear of scandals about him. Big ups to him and his PR team. Ishak Circle. The NDC government should stop the position thing and focus on removing corruption in the country. Right, I'm still in shock at the National Service Secretariat issue. So all this while that our NSS allowances haven't been regular, some people were enriching themselves with it. Amanda, Cape Coast. So Amanda, you are a national service person, I should think, a national service person. Right, as for performance, the Mustafa should not go there. Which performance? The cash and carry performance or the cholera performance? Please, Mustafa should spare us. Essenham, Newtown. Which of the Newtowns? The Ashama Newtown, Tema Newtown, Accra Newtown. I believe the NDC government is doing well and can do better with time. NDC, it did be quick. Joshua Adabrakas. Those are some of your comments and keep them coming whilst the show is still on. Bandit Mustafa, the spokesperson of the national chairman, and Dr. Kwabena Eje is still with me here in the studio, and we are discussing various issues, the campaign launch, and we'll soon delve into the corruption. We are mixing it here and there. So keep your text coming 0543468290. My name is Bright. So Mustafa, you want to say something about those who sent their comments? Is there anything you want to respond to?
Oh, basically, when you are dealing with the public,
okay,
you don't have people to all agree with you at certain points in time. But of course, that's my position, and that's the fact. That's what I know. And so, if somebody have anything different from what I know, it's to duty to put it out there. Let's debate it democratically. Let's debate it intellectually and get to know, how we can position ourselves.
Okay, there are this opinion out there that, judging from the number of people that we discussed already that came to Kofi Portuphy's launch, the Dana Bodapi's launch, and I don't understand launch yet. Is it the point that the opinion out there is Kofi Portuphy, Mr. Kofi Portuphy is in lead? That is why allegations of him bribing the delegates coming in.
Basically, if you are talking about busting people and all manner of things,
that's right.
What I can just tell you is that if we want to talk about crowd, if crowd was what gives people victory, the NDC would have taken 20 years to come into power.
Why?
Because the MPP is the best party in Basin. Crowd control, they know it well, but they lost an election. That should tell you that tactically they do not have a message, a good message. And secondly, any responsible officer of this party at this point in time should not do anything that will let Ghanaians feel that the party is corrupt. When you are launching a campaign and you bus people nationwide to the extent that it causes traffic,
did he bus?
That is an irresponsible launching. I'm not criticizing the launching, but I'm describing the event.
Act of busing people to your lunch as irresponsible.
Of course, because we're in very difficult situations, and the person who was dealing with such Gangantuan Basin is a national vice chairman who doubles as a public servant. You understand? So that in itself is lack of morality.
So wouldn't it be he vice chairman of the, and is now contesting the chairman, which means he has cast a vote of no confidence in the chairman. The two of them,
he is clearly, or they have clearly cast votes of no confidence on their own integrity, because you were part of the bus. You were in the bus.
Another you Thomas, or this one is MMT.
This one is a very good running bus.
Yeah, okay.
A bus that brings results.
Okay.
You were in the bus. The bus was transiting.
Maybe it's Sprinter bus.
Of course, we can.
Okay.
The bus is transiting.
Yeah.
you were seated either the second driver or the first driver. In the absence of the national chairman, is the vice chairman. You, all of you, has presided over meetings before. You have dealt with issues before. So all of a sudden, you win an election, the party finds itself in crisis. You know, we are dealing with economic issues,
okay.
And then you come back to criticize the leadership which you are involved to bring the party to power. And out of that, you singular yourself, having been the best. That should tell you that you've passed a vote of no confidence. If you listen to Dr. Korneje, he has never at any point in time said that he singularly as a leader or as a chairman of the party has performed than all the members.
Okay.
He covers everybody. That is the reason why he doesn't come out to talk.
Okay.
That is the reason why he doesn't behave like what is happening in the MPP. That is the reason why you will not have what is happening in the MPP happening in NDC. Because the leader is reserved, the leader observes, the leader manages delicate issues and relationships and events to make sure that economically, politically, morally, psychologically, we are united and focused on an agenda that we all have collectively.
You are close to them than me sitting far away in this studio. Both Kofi Portuphy and Huduya, how has their performance been like?
I don't judge, but what I can tell you is that they were part of a winning team, and you don't change a winning team. If they have decided to say they want to change a winning team, it means they were lazy and non-performing. But in any case, what I do know is that they have been very hardworking as a team, not individual.
Okay.
A team that have achieved results for the party under the leadership of the chairman. A team that has actually been given the opportunity to bring out their potentials under the leadership of the chairman. You can't claim glory as an individual. It's a group 10. They worked as a team.
Is the chairman disappointed in both of them?
No.
It's not.
It's normal. These are democratic dispensation decisions, and so they are demonstrating their democratic rights. What is happening is going to deepen our democratic stance at a party, because MPP cannot go to these trials and come back united. But we are going to go into this trial, come back united. Of course, national chairman is not going to be a chairman forever. One day he will go. And so if you have people who are coming up like this, this shows that, look, in its absence, somebody can actually be a national chairman to continue an event.
Okay. But what is the fear here? Is because I heard the general secretary of the party at that launch saying that if the NDC delegate make mistake of voting the chairman out, they will be having the same situation that is currently happening.
Of course, I just listened to one of my respectable listeners sending a comment that he sees weakness. He doesn't see that of a strong leadership traits in the chairman. That is a bit of a mistake, because we should be looking at the management of situations and events, but not a positional character outplay.
Okay.
What I seek to say is that when you are leading people, you don't take a certain demeanor that scares your followers away from you. You basically live an open life that brings everybody close to yourself. You understand?
Okay.
And what the chairman outdoors is a leadership of maturity, a leadership that takes care of its subordinates, a leadership that protects its subordinates, a leadership that allows its subordinates to bring out the best out of them. You understand? Okay. And so he doesn't need to live a scary life to be able to achieve his results. It depends upon how you want to live it. It depends upon how you do your policies. It depends upon how you live your steps to be able to perform. And he has been able to assemble his team in such a way that they perform.
Good. Time is quickly, fast, spent anyway. But before we round this one out here, Dr. Kwabena would, certainly run against them. What would be your assessment of
the correction here is they are running against him.
But certainly
he is the chairman of the party,
so he will be on the ballot box.
The NDC as a community knows that we are going into election. They know the good work the chairman have done, even though you may not be 100%. Okay. So but we can boast of an 80% appreciation from the NDC people.
He'll be on the ballot paper.
We are winning. We are winning. We are winning by 90%.
You are predicting 90%
yes.
for Dr. Kwabena.
Yes.
Because you are his spokesman. So that is obvious.
Not because I'm a member of the party.
Yeah.
And I am entitled to expression and opinion.
But you are not
performance.
a delegate. So let's.
What I know is that the performance of Dr. Kwabena in association with what the party expects of its leadership is that which is more appreciative.
In spite of sponsorship from the presidency.
What sponsorship? Okay. You just talked about sponsorship.
Would you be surprised? This is the question finally I want to. Would you be surprised? He worked at the Get Fund before. Would you be surprised when you wake up tomorrow morning that there is in a print out there that he maybe misappropriate the office of the Get Fund?
I can dare anybody in this country, any institution, any single institution in this country that can trace an attribute of corruption against Dr. Kwabena, I can dare, and I can put my head on the slate and put each other candidate in this same bowl.
And he has not even used his office to.
Did you ever hear an issue of corruption or misappropriation coming from Get Fund?
It's different.
Under his leadership as a board chairman for Get Fund, Ghana has had the opportunity of eradicating schools under trees. Ghana has had opportunity having equipped our educational sector logistically when it comes to infrastructure development.
Eradicate, but not completely. Schools under trees. Schools are even.
We haven't said. NDC have never said that we have finished schools under trees.
Okay.
But major aspect of the work has been done under his leadership.
Okay, good. Now let's.
Apart from the fact that our contractors have not yet been paid. That is a national
and we
issue.
Hear some are committing suicide.
It is not managerial issue.
Good. Okay. Corruption in the National Democratic Party, Congress.
When you say corruption in the National
allegations of corruption, I mentioned some.
Allegations from who?
Your own party member, Hamidu, has taken some people that the people from the party, the appointees of the party, has approved judgment therefore went to court and retrieved money for
when you go to court and you meet an empaneled team of judges, definitely they are dissenting views.
Okay.
So when you move as a team, when you move as individuals who have come from several backgrounds, you understand, who have come together, definitely there will be some dissenting views about a particular issue.
Okay, government appointees.
And so if Honorable Mati Hamidu have decided to say that the NDC is corrupt and he can't trace corruption to any particular single member of the NDC, that's his own case.
So
tell me.
Okay, let's look at government appointees. The Alhaji Moro of NSS is in the news, National Service.
For the fact that somebody is in news doesn't make the person corrupt.
The president.
Somebody there has been a scandal, an alleged scandal, hasn't been perpetrated at NSS.
Okay.
Without even the president directing, the Bureau of National Investigation has done its job and is doing its job. So why are we not a bit patient to see, what they will bring? The National Bureau of the Bureau of National Investigation has demonstrated the spirit of integrity as a public institution enough to fight corruption.
Okay.
Because if you have heard, if the news we have running is something to go by, that should tell you that they have resisted the temptation of being corrupted.
All right. Okay. let's save that one to debate it some other time. But
unless you say
finally,
so.
Finally, before
and once that clears your doubt, to allege that NDC has corrupt appointees.
I did not say that, but let's leave that one to our viewers and also the electorates out there. But before we go, what will be your final word? You are the spokesperson of Dr. AJ. What will be your final word before we go?
Definitely, I want to assure our cherished followers, various executive members at the constituencies, that they should not be perturbed at all. Doctor is winning. And again, to the descending members who feel that they don't understand his leadership, what I'll tell them is that the most important thing for Doc at the moment is to make sure that we are able to win power 2016, because the NDC remains as a promised political party for Ghanaians, that they actually have hope and faith in the party, and so we can't afford to disappoint Ghanaians. And so we need the leadership of victory than the leadership that will then come back to manage situations. The MPP tried to get the best leadership, but they have worse leadership. That doesn't mean that the people who have been elected into office in the MPP are incompetent, but that simply tells you that
will not be very happy with you this evening.
When you make some unstrategic changes,
unstrategic changing
to them, because if they made strategic changes, it should be inuring to their benefit. And one responsibility of a political party is to remain united enough, to remain politically decent enough.
So you wish John and Jake should be in office by now, and all?
I don't wish so. Yeah. Whoever comes will win our election.
Okay, thank you very much. Bani Mustafa has been my guest. Thank you very much for coming here. Is the spokesperson of Dr. Kwabena AJ, the national chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Now, you have amended your position. Precious, you are able to tell us where you were texting from. Medina, you say again, we want a leader who is selfless, transparent, optimistic, and that is why all delegates must vote for Dr. Kwabena AJ. You said thank you so much. Thank you for all those who sent in their text messages. It's now 0543468290 until we decide or anything else we change it. My name is Bright Jacka. This has been Tough Issues. Join us same time next week as we discuss many and various issues, national or nation building. My cameraman has been Mr. Patrick Appenton, and ably produced this evening by Amavi Grace. Terence Tilov has been our great engineer this evening. Let's meet again next week, Friday, between the hours of 8 and 9. Tough Issues. May the good Lord in heaven bless us all.